So we're standing nice and tall with our feet hip distance apart, growing lovely and lengthened right up through the crown of the head, giving the shoulders 3 or 4 nice big rolls just to loosen the shoulder blades away from the back. And just gently getting ready to relax those shoulder blades down the back. So gently drawing the shoulder blades into a nice soft V down your back. Shoulders nice and open, collarbones nice and open, thinking about the abdominal connection. So arms relaxed down by the side and finding those nice narrowness, bottom ribs and hip bones, feeling like we're sliding everything nice and narrow across the front. Going to give the glutes a gentle squeeze through the back. Breathing, nice deep breath in, deep breath out. So just starting with some simple arm raises while we're breathing. So arms up and gently down. Lifting up and gently down. So from the side, gently up, gently down. Really nice tall posture, drawing those abdominals in. So just using this movement to find that connection into the abs. Shoulders nice and soft. We have got one more. Breathing and relax those arms. Okay, next we're going to keep the arms tucked into the side of the body, still nice and tall, still feet hip distance apart. And nice and slowly we're going to slide one hand down towards the knee joint and gently up nice and tall. Change sides. Sliding the hand down the leg, so really opening up the opposite side of the waist, and up we go. Keep drawing the abdominals in from the front. Lengthen and lift. So keep that sense of real length up through the body. Glutes are tightened from behind, abs are tightened from the front. We've got one more each side. Over and lift. And a final one. Over and lift and release. Okay, so finding that nice relaxedness again into the shoulders, nice length through the spine, abs are in. Arms are just gently dangling by the side of the body, collarbones nice and open. When you're ready, breath in. As we exhale, we're gently going to rotate the shoulders over to one side, giving the glutes a little extra squeeze. And inhale, release. And over to the other side. Exhale, twist. And inhale, release. One more each side. Keep giving the glutes a squeeze, and we are leaving the opposite hip bone behind as we rotate. So as we turn, we're leaving the hip bone behind and gently release into the middle. Okay, next. Keeping the feet nice and firm, knees are going to soften, and we're ready to press back through the hips to gently sit back into a nice squat. And up we come. So from the side, feet are nice and firm. We inhale to sit back and exhale up nice and tall. Inhale back. And exhale nice and tall. So standing nice and strong through those legs, keeping the knees nice and still, so not letting the knees knock or fall out to the sides. Abs are drawn in, pressing those hips right further back. And up we come. Last two. And one more. And nice and tall. Okay, staying really tall, we're gently going to come up into the toes and lower down through to the heels. And gently up into the toes and down onto the feet. Lovely. Rolling through the feet, up we go to toes. Rolling through the feet, down flat foot. One more. Up we go. And gently release. Okay, feeling a little bit warmer through the body. We're now going to come gently down onto the floor, getting ready for our swimming exercise. So nice and gently down we come and finding our box position. Okay, so we're in our box position with the wrists right underneath the shoulders, knees right underneath the hip bones, pressing long through the arms, shrugging the shoulder blades down the back and lengthening up through the neck. Abdominals drawing in from underneath. We just tuck the shirt in so that you can see. So abs are drawn in from underneath and we're really nice and lengthened through the spine. So taking a deep breath in. As we exhale, we're lengthening one leg out the back and opposite arm in front. Inhale, gently coming in. Exhale, lengthen the leg out the back and opposite arm in front. You can keep the toes on the floor and the hands on the floor in front as well. Inhale, coming in. Exhale, lengthen. So stay toes and hands on the floor unless you feel comfortable and still, and we're lengthening up away from the floor. Inhale in. Exhale, switch sides. Lengthen. slow and steady. Keep your body as still as you can, so only moving those legs and arms, body in the center, really drawing in from underneath. Exhale. The last one on each side. Really draw in from underneath the abdominals and lengthen the legs. Stay strong and still. Inhale in. Last one on the other side. Abs in, nice and tight. Leg and arm out. Inhale in. And come off the wrists. Have a little breather. Switching back into child's pose. Release those wrists. Breathing in and out. Okay, next we're going to do our plank or leg pull, Pilates leg pull. It's a modified version, so we're not going to do any lengthening of the legs off the floor, but what we are going to do is we've got two options. Either on the elbows, so resting forearms and elbows, so hands and elbows, or you can be right up onto the long arm, so we're resting on our wrists. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to show you the elbow version, but the rest of the setup of the body is exactly the same. So if you're going to go long arms, nice and strong through the shoulders, a softness through the elbows, so you're nice and supported with the bigger muscles of your back. Okay, so as I said, I'm going to show you onto the elbows. So we're coming down onto forearms, elbows and hands onto the floor. We're going to draw the shoulders back and down, lengthen up through the back of the neck. Abs are drawn in from underneath, and when you're ready, we're going to lengthen those legs away from the floor. We're going to hold and breathe. Draw the abdominals in really nice and tight. Squeeze through your glutes, squeeze through the thigh muscles, pressing back into your heels. Breathe. 2 more breaths. Stay strong around the shoulders. Final breath. Gently release. Coming back into a little child's pose. Just stretching off your back. And when you're ready, we are coming back and ready for another round. So coming onto the elbows. Forearms nice and flat on the floor. Shoulders pressed down the back, really nice and lengthened into the back of the neck. Abs are drawn in, tucking toes under. When you're ready, legs away from the floor. We're holding, we're breathing. Remember, staying strong and long in the body, pressing back to your heels, squeeze your thighs, squeeze the abs, strong shoulders. 2 more breaths. Final breath. Gently knees down, and we're going to slowly sit back into child's pose. Take a little breather. Breath in, breath out, abs in. Okay, we're ready for our next 2 exercises. Both of these we're going to lie nice and flat out onto the mat, working into those glutes and into the back of the legs. So we can have the upper body nice and relaxed. So just make your head relax. I find it most relaxing to have the hands stacked one on top of the other and just resting the head down. So we're going to have the shoulders gently drawn down the back, really lengthen up through the back of the neck. Draw the abdominals in nice and tight. So we're looking to hollow a space underneath the belly button as much as you can. So drawing the belly button nice and soft away from the floor. You should feel your pubic bone slightly further down, pressing downwards into the mat and finding a little bit of extra connection into the glutes. Lengthening out those legs. We're going to squeeze a little bit tight into the glutes. Draw the abdominals a little bit harder. Take a breath in, and when you're ready, breathing out. Squeeze your thigh muscles and lengthen the legs off the floor. Inhale, gently release. And again, exhale, draw the abs in, squeeze through your glutes, squeeze through the thigh muscles and lengthen the legs off the floor. Inhale, gently release. 2 more, abs in, breathe in, exhale, squeeze through the glutes, squeeze through the front of the thighs and legs away from the floor. Inhale, release. Final one, draw the abs in, squeeze through the glutes, squeeze through your thighs, breathing in. Exhale, lengthen those legs away from the floor, hold, breathing in. Breathing out and gently release. Okay, just give the glutes a little bit of a breather. Roll the pelvis side to side, just relax those muscles. Okay, right, resetting up. We're going to gently shrug those shoulders, soften them down your back, lengthen up through the neck. Draw the abdominals up and away from the floor, squeezing through the glutes. Squeezing through your thighs. When you're ready, breath out, lengthen the legs away from the floor, nice and long. We're holding up, draw the abs in nice and tight. When you're ready, We're going to clap the heels together for 1, 2, 3, and 4. Hold up, reset the abs, draw them in, squeeze the butt cheeks, squeeze your thighs. Clap your heels for 1, 2, 3, and 4. Hold, draw the abs in, squeeze through your glutes, squeeze through your thighs. Keep holding, and we clap 1, 2, 3, 4, and gently, slowly release. Give your glutes a little breather, just roll your hips side to side. Okay, when you feel ready, and a little bit back to normal, we're going to bend those knees. So bend the knees, take the knees a little bit wider, so roughly to the outside edges of the mat. Then we're going to bring our heels back together so that you are creating a slight frog leg type shape. Upper body comes back into that rested position, so head gently resting down onto the hands, lengthening up through the back of the neck, shoulders shrug back and down. We've got two options with this exercise. So we start with a nice simple heel squeeze. So no lifting, no moving, just squeezing. Okay, but first we hollow that nice big space underneath the belly button. So softening the belly button away from the floor, pressing the pubic bone down and squeezing through the glutes. Legs are going to be feeling like they're working really hard. Glutes are working really hard. Okay, take a breath in. As you exhale, press your heels together, squeeze through those glutes, draw the abs in super tight, and inhale, release. Exhale, draw the abs in, squeeze through the glutes, press your heels nice and tight together, and inhale, release. Just 2 more, abs in, breathing in, exhale, squeezing those heels together, feel the glute connection, and inhale, release. Last one, abs in, breathe in. Exhale, squeeze those heels, feel those glutes working really hard, and inhale, gently release. Have a little breather, roll your hips side to side. Okay, setting up again. Now, if you felt comfortable with that, or relatively comfortable, you're going to stay with that for another set. If you feel like you can add more without pulling into your lower back, we're going to add a little lift through the knees. Okay, so setting up again, one final time in this position. Shrugging your shoulders back and down, lengthening through the back of the neck. Drawing the abdominals up away from the floor, so softening the space under your belly button. Squeezing through the glutes, we take a big breath in. As you exhale, squeeze your heels together and lengthen the knees off the floor. Inhale, gently release. Exhale, abs in, super tight, squeeze through your glutes, press your heels and lift the knees. Inhale, gently release. Exhale, squeeze the abs, squeeze in through the heels and lift those knees off the floor. Inhale, release. Last one, draw those abs in really tight, breathe in. Exhale, press the heels, lift the knees, and inhale, gently release and relax. Sitting up and back into child's pose. We're going to stretch off those glutes, breathing in, breathing out. And again. And nice and slowly, gently up we come. Okay, next one, we're going to come into a kneeling position. So we're going to do a nice gentle little rotational exercise working into the sides of the waist. So a little bit of lengthening and loosening into the lower back as well for this one. So into a kneeling position. If it feels more comfortable for your knees, so if you're not having a good day on the knees, then just gently come down into a seated position. So you're going to have your legs crossed in front of you. You can sit on a chair. But for today, I'm going to come into a kneeling position. Okay, so kneeling with the knees right underneath the hip, the sit bones, drawing the tailbone down behind you towards the floor, lengthening up through the spine, chin slightly tucked in, shoulders rolled back and down, abs nicely connected, a little bit of squeeze through the bottom. First version of this exercise, we're going to do with the hands crossed across the chest. Shoulders staying back and down, so gently press the shoulders down your back. Feel them against your back. Abs are drawn in. Take a breath. As we exhale, we're going to leave that opposite hip bone behind and turn the shoulders over to one side. Inhale, gently return into the center. Exhale, over to the other side. Leave that hip bone behind. Inhale through to the center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. And exhale, twist, leaving that hip bone behind. Find a little gentle squeeze into the glutes. Keep that pelvis as still as you can, rotating side to side. Stay tall, stay long. Final one each side. into center, relax those arms, relax the body. Okay, setting up another time. Squeezing through the glutes, finding that nice abdominal connection, rolling through the shoulders. This time round, we're going to take the arms out to the side, lifting the elbows just slightly, gently shrugging the shoulders back and down the back. So the arms should be roughly in line with your body, as much as you can feel nice and comfortable and open across the chest. Abs are drawn in, glutes are in. Big breath in. And we're going to exhale, rotate over to one side. Remember, we're leaving that opposite hip bone behind. Inhale to the center. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate. Really draw those abs in nice and tight. Leave the hip behind. Last one each side. And to the center and relax those arms. Okay. Final exercise. We are going to come down onto our backs and finish off with some shoulder bridges. So gently taking those legs to one side, lying down on your side, and then rolling over onto your back, making yourself nice and comfortable. So making sure that you're squaring off on both sides of your shoulder blades, both sides of the ribs, both sides of your pelvis. So nice and square, nice and even right down the body. Feet slightly tucked in towards the bottom, and palms of the hands facing up towards the ceiling. Nice relaxed arms. Relax the shoulders. Chin ever so slightly tucked in towards the chest. Finding that nice connection into the abdominals, we're going to start by tilting the pelvis. So we're going to tilt the pelvis back in towards the floor, switching on the abdominals a little bit harder, finding some glute connection. Pressing down into the feet, draw the tummy in, and we're going to lift the bottom away from the floor. No higher than mid-back, so we don't want to be higher than about the back of the rib cage. So just the glutes are lifted off the floor and the back of the ribs nice and firm into the mat. Find that connection across the abdominals. Find a little bit of inner thighs. We're going to draw the knees about 2 millimeters closer together. Squeeze through your bottom cheeks, relax the shoulders, breathe. Final breath in. And gently exhale to release the pelvis back to the floor. Okay, when we're ready, we're going to tilt the pelvis in again. Find that connection to the abdominals. Squeeze through your glutes, pressing down towards the feet, hips away from the floor. So not higher, remember, than mid-back. So we've got our ribs on the mat, bum a little bit off the mat. Squeezing through the glutes, find those inner thighs, knees coming about 2 millimeters together. Relax the shoulders. When you're ready, we're going to lift both heels off the floor. Squeeze through your glutes. And release, and again, and heels, keeping the pelvis nice and still in space. So try to keep your hips really still, just lifting and lowering those heels, and flat feet, and gently release the glutes down onto the mat. Okay, last little one. We're tilting into that pelvis, squeeze through the bottom, find those inner thighs before we lift. Abs drawn in nice and tight, and we're coming away from the mat again to that small hover. Ribs are nice and flat, shoulders are relaxed, and keeping those inner thigh connected, glutes connected. We can take heels off the floor and release. Remember, keeping the hips nice and still in space. Hips are up. Hips are up. Feet lift and release. So heels lift, pelvis nice and still in space, and we're doing final 2. And 1. Inhale, feet flat, and gently release the pelvis into the mat. Gently hugging those knees. Take a small rock side to side, just releasing in through the back, through the glutes. Small rock, and then we're going to release the legs, crossing one ankle straight away onto the other knee. Either stay here if that's enough stretch for you. If you need a little bit more, we're bringing that second knee in towards the chest. Nice stretch through those glute muscles. Relax through the body. One more breath. And gently release, changing sides. So crossing the ankle over to the other knee. Stay here if that's enough for you. If you need more, bringing that second knee in towards the chest. Relax. One more breath. And gently release. Slowly rolling onto one side, pressing up into a seated position, Make yourself nice and comfortable, and we'll finish off with a lovely side stretch. So nice and tall up through the body. One hand to the mat, the other hand up towards the ceiling. Reaching nice and tall and leaning over into the stretch. Looking up at your arm, reaching long through to those fingertips. Gently sitting back up nice and tall, rechanging sides, so reaching up towards the ceiling, lengthening right up through the side of that body and over to the other side. Really reach nice and long through those fingers, looking up at your arm, breathing in. One more. And up nice and tall, relax, give the shoulders a nice roll. Breath in, breath out, and gently release. So well done. Fantastic, nice little workout. Great one to fit in between all sorts of activities, early morning, midday, or late in the evening, whatever works for you. So enjoy it, and I will see you back on the mat again soon. Bye for now.